Okay, today is January the 17th, 2016, and we're watching the water vapor loop here for the Northeast Pacific. We've got another storm here that is moving towards the west coast. We've got a storm right here and a gale indicated right here. So we've got three separate systems in this pinwheel of weather that's moving counterclockwise up in the North Pacific Ocean. And yesterday we were showing, or actually 2 days ago, we were showing a storm that had a rectangular cutout from a phased array radar, and that was most likely to reduce the pressure by heating the core. That was such a large system. It was, I think, 946 millibar at the time they were doing that, and that was probably done to heat the core rather than to try to separate the front from the system itself. But we can see right here that there's a similar feature right there. Let's just let's stop this thing and roll through it slowly. Right here, that corner is forming. So they're doing some similar things. It's just not quite as obvious as what we were seeing on the 15th. Right here, there's a right angle right there. Okay, so I'm going from the end of each loop, the beginning and the end. I'm just going back and forth here. Okay, so they use this feature fairly often. It's just that the one on the 15th was very pronounced. That was a gem. Glad I caught that one because that's about as good as it gets. That's great evidence that our weather is being manipulated by probably U.S. forces because of the conveyor belt of storms coming out of the Aleutian Island area. This is most likely weather warfare. El Nino is a cover story for what's really happening. These storms are just coming out of the Aleutian Islands year-round. This is not just a seasonal thing. These storms are, like I said, they come out of the Aleutian Islands year-round, and it's just much easier in the summer months, spring and summer, to deal with them. Uh, but anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the jet stream here next. Right here we have, there is an interruption here that they're not really showing, and that's to protect Hawaii out here. They've got some high pressure. We'll take a look at that. But we have an interruption here. There's high pressure installed right over Southern California, all down through here, and that's going to redirect the jet stream. All right, let's take a look at the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see the size of that front. A lot of that is moving into California. Southern California right now has very, very heavy chemtrailing in the skies, a lot of aerosols being sprayed. Yesterday was the same story. We had very heavy spraying all day yesterday and today. Currently, right now, in the foothills at noon, we have 30.13 on the barometer. We've got 42% relative humidity. Temperature is 68 degrees, and the dew point is 43 degrees. So they are spraying the skies very heavily, and that is to keep the moisture out of Southern California. Although we do have a rain forecast for tomorrow, Monday. So, but this is such a huge storm, and look at right here, we have another storm. These are the two main ones that are shown on the pressure maps, right here and here, and then this one up here is actually has a lower pressure than both of these, but it's indicated as a gale. They've been working on this with the transmitters, and so you can see there's not much left in the terms of moisture, but it is still a low pressure system. Let's take a look now at the rainbow loop. You can see the intensity of that moisture field moving in. So Northern California, the Sierra, Oregon, and Washington are all getting a lot of rain. And of course, the core of this system is being redirected right up into Alaska. So this is the second storm in 3 days that's gone through Alaska, and this is going to be next right here. And what's interesting is this entire, we've got three systems, and they're all spinning in a pinwheel fashion. Let's take a look at the big map once again, and we can see that, let's get this thing moving here. This entire area is spinning. The axis of this is probably right in here. We've got 3 spinning weather systems right here, and there's more coming out of the Bering Sea, and Russia's right up over here. You put the grid on. I think a lot of this is being generated from Russian territory. This is definitely weather warfare. I know I go back and forth on this. It's just that the U.S. government is capitalizing on disaster. So this is, Wall Street is anyhow. But nevertheless, these storms are coming out of here one after another all year long, and they're calling it El Nino. The same thing happened last year and the year before, so this is really nothing new. It's just that we're doing these videos every single day now to try to expose what's going on, and because El Nino is just a cover story. Okay, so tomorrow we have a rain forecast. We can see that there's a HARP transmitter right here installing high pressure to slow this advancement down right here. We can see that. Let's go take a look at the rainbow loop again. We can see that the right about here where the pen is, the moisture is not advancing into the eastern California or the Arizona area. We can see what's happening right there. Everything is just sort of stopping, and that is because of the this HARP transmitter is positioned in a place that's going to slow this moisture down. It'll just stop it. However, this HARP transmitter is moving to the southeast. Right here, it looks stationary pretty much. So we've got a transmitter here. They've got heat being applied right here, and of course, this is the next storm right after this one right here. They've got heat on that. All right. Let's take a look now at the pressure map once again. You can see we've got high surface pressure installed off of California, right all through here. You have a low indicated trough right there. And we have this huge cold front from that storm. And but this one here is the 961 millibar system, which is up near the Aleutians. This is the one I believe that passed over 2 days ago, which they had the rectangular cutout in the front. And this still has a 961 millibar core pressure. After all that activity on that storm, it's still 961 millibar. So that's pretty amazing. If you go back again and look at the big map, it was this storm here that was back over here 2 days ago, which we showed the cutout, and they weakened it. You can see that there's not much left of that, but it still has a very low pressure. Okay, so a lot of high surface pressure. We've got high pressure down here near Hawaii. You can go back again, once again, and take a look at Hawaii's being protected from all this weather. And right here we've got a bow in the jet stream flow, and that is keeping us well above the Hawaiian Island area. Also, we have a couple of disturbances down here that are not indicated, but we'll look at those here in a second. Let's go take a look at the, this is the tropical Pacific water vapor loop, the wide shot. We can see that there's a couple of very intense thunderstorms right down south of Hawaii. Let's put the grid on and see what Hawaii's right along the 20-degree latitude. These are down near about 7 degrees north. But we can see a blast pattern occurring right here, and the color change. We've got a very strong blue and magenta in the core at the beginning of the loop. And as this thing is hit with the microwave, we can see the blast pattern right here, and the diminishment of the core color change from that diminishment. Same thing over here. We've got another band of thunderstorms, and those are being targeted as well. We can see mainly this one here is the obvious one. That's the one they're really working on. Okay, let's take a look at this in the infrared loop. See that color change? You can see a blast pattern right here. Let's go take a look at the visible light mode right now on that and see what we see. See what we have here. And we can see a blast ring right here. Right here. Right there. And there's some overlay. Let's stop this thing. We can actually see a pock mark where that area was targeted. You've got overlay, but right here you can see a couple of pock marks right there, and that's where they hit these storms with the microwave right there. It looks like a dimple. We've got two of them here on this shot. And as we advance through, we can see this ring right here expanding. If we go back a couple of frames, we can see that ring moving back towards the center of the core. So that's how they do it. They superheat the cores, and that disrupts the organization of the storm system. All right, let's go back to the, this is the wave analysis map for the Pacific. We've got 26 and 21 foot swells, 18-foot swells right off of California, 15-foot right here, right along the shore, and 33-foot seas right off of Vancouver and Washington. So there's a lot of high seas out there from all of these storms. All right, let's take a look now at the pressure maps. This is the sea level pressure. We can see a lot of high pressure parked in place right here off of California and off of Mexico. That will block this, help to block this storm front right here. The weather in that storm front. Here's the 500 millibar. We can see high pressure all through the west coast right here, and that'll block these two systems. And there's another one right here. Okay, let's go to the 300 millibar. Very strong high pressure right here, and that will keep all this weather out of Canada. A lot of these storms have been run up over United States up into Canada, but now it looks like these are going to be going right back up into Alaska. So Alaska, you're going to be getting a lot of rain here in the next few days because of what we've got here. This is all high pressure, and that will re-steer all this weather right back. Actually, it's going around in a pinwheel right now, but Alaska's getting a lot of this weather. So I feel sorry for you guys. You should be getting snow, not rain. All right, we just saw that. Okay, so that's pretty much the report today. I'd like to mention the spacenews.com. There's an interesting article on Pentagon's budget. They've got a $5.5 billion 5-year program to deal with what's going on in space. Very interesting article. It's all about our satellites and the Chinese satellites, Russian satellites being tampered with either by electromagnetic means or by kinetic means or by laser. Very interesting stuff. So this is a 5-year, $5.5 billion program to upgrade and retrofit and fortify our satellites in orbit from attacks. And so that certainly is factoring in probably a lot of what we're seeing going on here. Weather manipulation, I believe a lot of this is controlled by satellite. But this is getting serious. These are huge storms, and I don't see that things improving. This is probably weather warfare. Wall Street happens to be cashing in on it, as any business people in the know would do. It's just the way humans are. But anyhow, that's the report for today. Check out spacenews.com, and we'll do another update tomorrow. All right.